someone like me, native speaker.
Cynthia Winn, an American, likes to travel and explore new destinations. But a year ago, she was only on short trips to other countries and regions of Vietnam. She spends most of her time staying in Hanoi. She regularly joins free English clubs like coffee talks for the Vietnamese people at weekends in Vietlesson, Âu Street of Hanoi.
Ngoài cái việc là đi ra ngoài bờ hồ để tìm các bạn nước ngoài nói chuyện thì không còn một môi trường nào khác để cho chúng em luyện tập tiếng Anh lâu dài. Thì khi tìm được đến Vietlesson và biết được Coffee Talk thì em cảm thấy rất là vui, bởi vì đã tìm được một cơ hội cho mình để luyện tập tiếng Anh ở đây. Và hơn nữa là cô Cynthia là một người mà em rất là ngưỡng mộ, bởi vì là cô không chỉ cho chúng em những buổi nói chuyện rất là vui vẻ mà còn chia sẻ chúng em rất nhiều kinh nghiệm về trong cuộc sống cũng như là cách giao tiếp với mọi người.
In this English-speaking club, Cynthia tries to listen to each participant to understand what they said. She also speaks slowly and clearly so that Vietnamese people could better understand.
Hello everyone, welcome to Sharing Vietnam on VTC10 Net Viet. In the first introduction, we get to know a little bit about our guest speaker today. And let's welcome her in the talk to know more about her stories living in Vietnam. Thank you, Cynthia, so much for joining Sharing Vietnam. I believe you have many interesting stories about living in Hanoi. Which of the stories that, first of all, brought you to this city?
I love big cities, and I love big foreign cities. And Hanoi, my first trip to Hanoi, I immediately fell in love with the architecture. I fell in love, of course, with all the coffee that was available. This was 5 years ago. And I loved the street life. I loved walking in Hanoi. I felt very safe in Hanoi. And when I had a chance to come back, of course, this was a wonderful city. It is a wonderful city to live in, and I'm happy to be here.
What is most attractive about Hanoi?
And I did say the architecture, the culture, the people, all of it, but you put it all together, and Hanoi feels different. It feels unique. It feels very special to me. And I love the culture here, even though women and men, but especially women, are working very, very, very hard. There always seems to be a moment when they can give a smile, or they can acknowledge your presence, or when I smile and they smile back, and then we just keep moving. Makes me feel that Hanoi is a very friendly place to live.
Currently, you are teaching English at the Vietlesson's coffee house, as well as taking over the coffee talk. So what makes you decided to involve in this job for free?
I think teaching English is a very difficult and challenging task. And I am not particularly interested in grammar. I love vocabulary, but what I really love is talking with people and pulling out ideas or dreams or plans, helping people put together how they want their life to be and how to make it happen like that.
How interesting is it to interact with the Vietnamese learners?
I'm definitely of the older generation, so I could certainly be their mothers, or I could be their grandmother. So many of them are university students, and they have their whole life ahead of them. And I love asking, do you like your classes? Are you happy with your major? What do you want to do when you graduate? How are you going to make that happen? And I love hearing their answers. Some are incredibly happy and have chosen the perfect path for them. And some people, of course, want something entirely different. And so I never know the answer. I never know.
Cynthia is interested in learning Vietnamese.
Chào cô muốn uống gì không ạ? Chào cô một cà phê đen đá.
When she was traveling across Vietnam in 2012, Cynthia accidentally met Lê Hoàng Liên, founder of Vietlesson Foreign Language Center. Since then, she and Liên have become close friends. She is a companion, supporting her very much from the early days of forming the idea of establishing a foreign language center.
Thì lúc đấy thì có kể với Cynthia là sau này sẽ muốn mở một cái nơi mà người Việt có thể học tiếng Anh và người nước ngoài có thể học tiếng Việt. Cynthia bảo là khi nào mà Vietlesson mở ấy, thì bà ấy sẽ quay về Việt Nam. Tháng 1 2016 thì bà ấy quay về Việt Nam và bà ấy đã ở Việt Nam hơn 1 năm. Thì Cynthia luôn đồng hành cùng với Vietlesson, giúp Vietlesson chạy rất nhiều câu lạc bộ Coffee Talk để giúp học viên người Việt thực hành tiếng Anh. Bà ấy là luôn lắng nghe và cố gắng học hỏi cách nói tiếng Anh đơn giản nhất để người Việt có thể hiểu.
In addition to regularly supporting the English clubs, Cynthia is also extremely fond of beautiful nature like this. She and Hoàng Liên often walk together and share with each other about life.
Cynthia giống như là một người bạn, người mẹ và là một người đồng hành. Thì Cynthia học, bản thân mình thì học được rất nhiều điều từ Cynthia. Đó là bà ấy là người cực kỳ kiên nhẫn. Thì vì mình làm trong môi trường là tiếp xúc với là mọi người đến từ nhiều văn hóa khác nhau, thì kiên nhẫn đó là một đức tính tốt mà là mình cần phải học hỏi. Và cái thứ hai đó là luôn lắng nghe. Cynthia là một người lắng nghe tuyệt vời, luôn lắng nghe và luôn cố gắng để đưa ra lời khuyên tốt nhất.
I heard Cynthia and Coffee Talk can develop more and more around Vietnam.
Cynthia, I wish you happiness and healthy. Thank you so much.
I love you, Cynthia.
Apart from the friendship and the love from her students, there are many other things that keep Cynthia stay in Vietnam. The things that seem as simple as the black coffee that she regularly drinks every day also makes her love this land more. Cynthia wants to live a happy life in Vietnam and enjoy each of her activities. Every day, she opens diaries to save the impression of the days and experiences when interacting with the Vietnamese.
Staying in Hanoi for more or less than a year now, what are some of the hobbies that seems to go with the time of living in Hanoi?
Hanoi is very centrally located, really, although I took a very long motorbike trip to Ho Chi Minh, and so there's a big distance between the north and the south. But in the north, what I like about the north is I can just, go 2 days out of town on the motorbike and I'm in the middle of an ethnic community. And the dress is different, and some of the cultural behaviors and norms are different, and it's so beautiful. We took Leo to the banana fields. Who knew? I did not know how close I was to the banana fields here in Tejo. I wouldn't have known that if Leanne and Sam didn't take me. And I think, I'm out here now. This is natural. This is rural now. Definitely not the city. And it's just down the corner and around the street. So I love the cultural differences. I especially love fabric. I love things that are handmade, and I especially love Hmong and Thai and Zhao ethnic fabric and clothing. So I do a lot of things with fabric at home, and I love to not only improvise, I was going to say steal some of their ideas, because their embroidery and their use of color and dye and things are just really fabulous to me. I really love them.
And you also seems to love Vietnamese black coffee a lot.
My first trip to Hanoi, you know, every coffee shop here used a fin, used a filter. And I came back this time 4 years later and nobody uses a fin anymore. I mean, it's not unheard of, but it's more rare to now get your coffee with a fin. It's all changed. And I thought that would never change. I thought Vietnam, I think I was crazy enough to think that Hanoi would never change. But it has changed right in front of my eyes.
And each day you compile some stories about the lives in Vietnam through writing diary. And I see that you type the things on your keyboard without looking at it. How was the reaction of other Vietnamese when they see you doing that?
And I think maybe they wonder, how is she typing? Because I don't look at the keyboard. I don't need to do that. Because it's a Bluetooth, and it hooks into my iPod, which hooks into my laptop at home in California. And I'm so surprised that not many people in Hanoi have seen a portable Bluetooth keyboard. They're all very surprised by it. Because I think Hanoi is pretty much a tech capital. I mean, they've seen everything. They've got everything here, but not a portable keyboard.
If you were to tell a story about Hanoi to the American friends, what will that be?
I'll tell you a story. This is so embarrassing, but so funny. So I am 68 years old, and I love to ride on the motorbike, and I have had some fantastic trips, especially with my friend at Hanoi Easy Rider. And this last trip, we went on with a friend of mine from California, and just 3 days. Now, I'd been on the motorbike for 16 days down to Ho Chi Minh, so it's not, 3 days is nothing, right? But my bum was so sore that Thuy, I don't drive, I ride on the back. Thuy got us pillows, got a pillow for me and a pillow for Sandy. And I said, Thuy, don't ever do that again because you're making me feel old. But I sat on the pillow because I was so sore. And we're at this roadside market where they sell, you know, corn tea. You know, corn tea is really delicious. And I have to get on the back of the motorbike. And here's this woman, I don't know if she was Vietnamese, but she was Asian, taking a picture of me getting on this beautiful big motorbike with a pillow. And I thought, oh my, this is what it feels like to have tourists taking your picture all the time. Yeah. And I thought, oh my God, she must, I don't know what she'll possibly do with it except to say, look, anybody can ride on a motorbike. If this woman can ride on a motorbike, anybody can do it. Look at her pillow. And I almost was embarrassed that I thought it was really funny, because how many times have I taken or snuck in a picture of a local person without them knowing?
And finally, what are some of your hope and wishes while living in Vietnam?
I can't imagine ever leaving Hanoi and Vietnam for good. I can't imagine never coming back. So I hope that that never happens. I hope that I always have the energy, have the time, have the good health to always come back to Vietnam.
Thank you, Cynthia, so much for all your sharing today, and I hope that Vietnam brings you inspiration and special memories.
Thank you. Thank you.
And that's the end of our program today. Thank you so much for watching us. Hopefully the viewers enjoyed the interesting stories of the life in Hanoi by Cynthia. Any questions and recommendations, please email to sharingvietnam@netvietTV.net. Thank you and see you again.